can't white people monkey all the time, so that's why I'm kind of indifferent. I call their ass monkey all the time.
Right. You never heard of a Mayo monkey? Like, come on.
No, y'all, honey, y'all literally just put somebody down.
All like evolved from apes. If I recall correctly, we're all part of the great ape species. So
yeah, but
some of these motherfuckers.
Some of those who wear shower caps in public, we do not belong to the same species.
I think that's what they call the missing link.
Y'all just call some of those Irish and concrete racist. Wait, clearly the only person saying some racist negative shit.
What did I say that was racist?
Bro, no. Everything that came out your fucking mouth that she called concrete racist, he said that's racist.
I just breathed 4 times in a row. Was that racist?
Bro, y'all are hypocritical people.
But if I'm a mouth breather, does that make me racist?
Y'all is very hypocritical. No, y'all hypocritical.
All right.
Is this a different topic change we're doing here, guys?
No, I'm talking about that bullshit.
Like
Get over it, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
What bullshit? Hold on. This is the same man that has fuck I. Are you worried that you're gonna get deported? Huh, Tony?
My parents got their citizenship, so fuck you.
Oh, okay. All your tias, abuelitas, and primos, all of them have green cards?
Don't worry, mind business before they deport you.
Oh, I see. So your grandmama's getting the laundromat by ICE, and now you want to say fuck ICE.
Oh, come on.
Not the laundry.
Thank you. Right. Your auntie just got chased through the bodega last week, and now all of a sudden ICE is the problem. So instead of you sitting up on Clubhouse, why don't you help your people, your familia, fill out their immigration paperwork? And you talking about the time that we're wasting on Clubhouse?
The fuck?
What the hell? What the hell?
Y'all hypocritical. That's what I'm saying.
What the hell, gringo?
It's actually being racist in this shoot.
Getting chased through the laundromat is crazy work.
That's what I'm about to say.
That is crazy.
Whoa!
Not the laundry.
Abuelita didn't even have time to fold her towels. I said, we gotta go.
Oh my God. I love Clubhouse.
Never
This
deleted
man
this app.
said getting chased through the laundry.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. Are there
Win.
any people on stage that do support the mullah or the IRGC?
Run, mullah, run.
I mean,
Well, their agents were here, but then once I stopped them, they just started running out.
Wait, are the Iranian leadership on the run? Where are we on that? Where are they
They're
right now?
hiding in a bunker 10 miles beneath the surface of the planet.
We don't know where they are, but I can tell
That's
you
why we
guys.
don't know where they are. They
But I
down
can
there
tell
in a
you guys-
subterranean refuge.
I can tell you guys, it's the stuff they did today in Tehran is like pretty fascinating. So they actually bombed majority of the detention centers where they kidnap our children and women for protesting for freedom and rape and torture. They just they dismantled a lot of these facilities today. That's why I get so angry, and I raise my voice when I hear people like trying to defend IRGC just because they hate Jews. Like, I don't understand that. It's like, just be honest. Say I hate Jews. I don't like Israel. Like, don't drag Iran into your psychosis.
No one came to your room and said they hate Jews. Not one person came here and said that.
But they're not gonna say that, so they have to just say that.
Oh my God.
They just have to say, what did I have to say? They have to come and
Well,
say.
did you notice?
I also just want to say this one thing before you guys go on. Great avatar, El Normo.
Thank you, Gilbert.
So if you notice, they don't come in and say like they hate Jews. What they'll do is like, I'm just America first. I've never heard Palestinians say they're America first. But now they're America first just because they don't want Israel to get any weapons or anything like that.
But why are you not going based on what someone says? You're making assumptions. It's crazy.
Well, no, because I can tell they're full of shit. These people don't like America. They're not America first.
No, I'm saying is you're creating a narrative based off assumptions.
You just did the same thing when you called me a racist.
That is some
absolute
bullshit, though. How many times do we have to listen in America to fucking black people talk about microaggressions and racism when nobody said anything directly racist? But now when it comes to Jews, we gotta wait for an actual insult. Shut the fuck up.
That's
not my favorite. Long time no hear, Brent. Long time no hear, Brent. Glad to have you back.
Everybody that came on here that had a real conversation.
Someone said he's the missing link.
Yeah, y'all never, not.
We were having a real conversation with a real life monkey on stage, and that's why I said it.
I think if you get people that aren't anti-Semites, like I don't know, Piers Morgan. You have like Israelis, like they'll like it was former Prime Minister Omer that was on like Ezra Klein's podcast, and he had a lot of bad shit to say about how Israel's handling it now. Like there's those kinds of topics, but and that's regarding Gaza, which I can kind of see. There's some, I can understand like there's fair points on both sides, but Iran, Iran has literally always been the enemy of the United States.
Not always.
Oh yeah, let me take that back. Since the revolution,
Since
they've been
1979.
Yes, they had our yes, and so been our enemy ever since, and they are absolute shit starters. Like they hate all of the other Muslim countries, and they fucking hate Israel. Like nobody wants them.
Yeah, to America.
I just want to say one funny thing, y'all, and then I'll shut up. All right, so there's this guy, Mohammed in Gaza on Twitter, and he said, Gaza Strip is in complete blackout. No internet, no phone signal, no way to call for help. And then someone else retweeted it and said, this tweet was delivered by carrier pigeon.
Well, it's true for most of Gaza, actually.
Why do they say death to America? Why do they say that?
They fucking hate us. I'm sure the fact that we're allies with Israel makes it worse, but
like if I'm neutral or I'm not trying to support them or the American empire's expansion, and I'm just trying to go to work and feed my kids,
because Gildas, they don't have the Kardashians, they don't have 5-lane freeways, and it's not acceptable in their country to go to Walmart wearing a
shower. Did you say they don't have Kardashians?
That's the reason why they're mad.
I actually wish the Kardashians lived in Iran. Like those bitches need to cover up, and they probably deserve to get flogged in public and shit. Maybe
they want to be the regional superpower, Gildas, and the opposition to that is Israel and the United States and other Arab countries, other Muslim countries.
What do they say? The little Satan and the big Satan, right?
Yeah, they call Israel the little Satan, because it does the bidding of the big Satan.
Oh my God, man! Can I go over? Can I go to Iran and visit?
You can actually go, yeah. You can.
So would it be fair to say
you
that
could go, Gildas, you just can't get out?
Oh.
And they look at the Arabs as like scum.
A lot of people go actually, like posted on YouTube
get
on
out.
the trip.
And they hate Arabs. That's the other thing.
They need. It sounds like they need some freedom over there in Iran. They need a little.
Yeah, they don't want it though, man. I swear, I'm convinced they don't want that shit.
No, okay. Now, on some serious shit. Let's be clear about this, guys. Do the people want freedom and the regime doesn't, or the people support the regime?
No, the people don't support the regime, but I'm surprised they haven't revolted.
People don't support
Jack, people don't support the regime.
I know that.
This is what the regime does. Hold on. If you go and peacefully protest, and they feel like it's like at a point where it's getting serious, they will arrest the protester, they will rape them, they'll bring their mothers, sister, brothers, kids in front of them, and they rape them and they torture them. This is like, I'm not exaggerating.
I understand, and you can't peacefully protest the regime.
Jack,
You need to organize and get armed.
They shoot people,
you
they
have 100
stop it.
million of you guys.
Jack, we don't.
What's the resistance called in Iran?
Jack, please, shut up. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, go ahead.
Jack, please. With all due respect, you have never been lived in a dictatorship, so
you don't know where I've lived. Respectfully, you don't know where I lived.
You live in America, right?
I live in America now. Yeah, I grew up in America, but you don't know where I've lived. I lived under civil war.
Please don't come back. Please don't come back. Mail back your passport. Please don't come back.
Over there in Iran, can women and gay people own property and businesses?
They actually weirdly have trans people there.
Can they own businesses too?
Yeah.
It's
so
like
women can have.
Yeah.
It's not like Afghanistan. Women can go to school. They can, have stuff, own things. It's a lot
And I'm
different.
genuinely asking, like, sincerely.
And I'm genuinely answering to you.
Okay,
It's a little bit different because Persia, the old Iran, it's been around for 2,000 years of culture. So no matter how hard these, ayatollahs have tried to destroy that culture, they haven't been able to.
But
And,
Sarah, would you agree that it's like time is now or never, right?
Well, it is the time, but we just have to wait and see how things are going to unfold. All I'm saying is, once you see Iranian on TV inside Iran, they're marching with anti-Israel, commands and saying to stop bombing us, then people can get involved and say, oh, they're bombing children and women, because they're not. And I'm not, listen, I was never pro-war. I was never pro this to happen, because in every war, there's going to be people dying, right? But it's just one of those unfortunate situations. And now that it has happened, I can tell you people are behind Israel. Like, it's just, Jack, I should tell you, I'm not kidding you. People of Iran trust Israel government more than their own.
I believe
now.
you. I believe you.
No one's hiding.
100%.
People are not hiding. I talked to a friend of mine who owns one of the big shopping center. Like, it's a big high rise that's like for cell phones and stuff. Because they've told the building they have to empty the building, right? And I told my friend, and my friend's like, oh no, around us there's a lot of the government, I don't know what we call it, like their FBI and CIA, those kind of, locations and stuff. He's like, they asked us to empty it, so if they, he said, I don't know what's going on, but they're not going to be hitting our building. They just want people not to be in the building when they're hitting whatever's around it. This is what Israel's doing, and then Iran, IRGC, I shouldn't even say Iran, and then IRGC is literally bombing civilians right now. And then people still argue, Iran deserves to have a nuclear weapon. Why can't Iran have a nuclear weapon? Well, no, they don't deserve to have a nuclear weapon.
For me, Sarah, I don't even actually mind if Iran had one. I think they would act rationally with it. But I think where they would act irrational is who they might give nuclear weapons to. Right, that's more of my concern. If they're going to be giving them to the Houthis.
So just out of curiosity,
that's
Jack.
That's going to cause destabilization for sure.
Just out of curiosity, Jack.
Let me ask him. Let me do this on your behalf. Let me do this. So you're saying rational, right, Jack? Was October 7th rational because IRGC was behind that? Was anything rational about October 7th and what happened?
Well, this is the thing. If you can have a nuanced discussion about October 7th, rational or irrational, right?
Could you start with yes or no?
The thing with October 7th is I don't necessarily believe the way that it actually was executed was necessarily the plan of exactly what happened.
Jack, you don't believe that. Jack, you don't believe that. Iran cheered it. Listen, Iran cheered it on national TV. They didn't do it.
I want to respond though.
I know, but
I agree. Listen, Sarah, Iran, or the IRGC, I should say, cheered it on, definitely, and even trained Hamas on how to build rockets and all this stuff. Do I think Iran wanted October 7th to happen? Honestly, don't believe so, because wait, let me finish. Sarah, can I make my point, and then you can tell me why my points are wrong? Because the problem is Iran needs Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, right? And if Hamas and Hezbollah both get their heads cut off, and if Bashar in Syria also see what's happening, bro? You're acting like a snowflake right now. And I'm just trying to get my point off. You're acting just like the liberals. You're acting just like the liberals.
I know, that's just a personal
Man.
attack.
That's crazy.
Okay.
You won't even let me finish. You won't let me finish.
No, I want you to
finish.
finish.
Say anything.
I'm helping you. I'm helping you.
No, I'm not going to listen to shit you say.
You
if you're
said
never listening
that
to shit I say.
Iran was rational.
No, I'm not listening to shit you say.
I know you're not listening
It's simple,
because
man. I don't do
you are
this
not
like
being
liberal
honest.
terrorist bullshit that you're pushing.
You're not being honest.
No, just let him finish. Jack, make it like
Yeah,
20 seconds.
I'm about to finish.
Well, but he's
Iran, the last
No,
thing
no, hold on,
Iran is
hold on.
was it
We'll get to you.
rational?
We'll get to
Iran.
Rational, Jack?
Oh my gosh, can you do something, man? Like, he's censoring me because I don't know
No,
why.
I'm not
He triggered my-
censoring
He
you.
went
I
on
didn't
mute.
do you.
He did go on mute. Just go ahead, Jack. 10 seconds,
Yeah,
go.
so Iran, they're a false hero to the Hezbollah, the Hamas, Palestinian cause, all this shit. They really just need them to threaten Israel so that Iran can use that against the U.S. And when October 7th happens, of course Israel's going to try to destroy Hamas. They're going to try to destroy Hezbollah, and Bashar is going to be weak and flee. And that's exactly what happened. So it's actually a net loss.
Okay,
I'm gonna go now.
Go on mute.
I'm gonna go now. So the first claim was from Sarah that they shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. And then Jack replied that they would handle the nuclear weapon rationally. And then Sarah said, well, was October 7th rational? And the answer is, of course not. But I don't know why you couldn't say that, Jack. It wasn't. They didn't mean it. It was an accident. They just came upon all those women dancing at the Nova Festival and raped them and put bullets in their head and cut them to pieces and murdered pregnant women and kidnapped little babies. It was an accident. You know, okay. So when you have a vicious, by the way, you claim to be a Palestinian, Jack, and fair enough. They sent your people to their death, and you know it, and they know it. They sent the Palestinians to their death because you know very well what Israel's going to do when the Palestinians come and attack their innocent women and children. They're going to massacre them, and they're going to fight them. So Iran isn't acting rationally. Iran wants to kill your people and my people and Christian people. And that's why Iran killed 650,000 Syrians in Syria, with the hands of Assad. You know that. That's a genocide, Jack. Iran has said they want to commit genocide against Israel. They didn't hide it. They said it outright. We listen to them when they tell us they want to commit genocide against Israel. Iran killed 350,000 in Yemen, Jack. That's not rational.
These emotional arguments are boring.
Yeah, not emotional. I'm telling you facts about what they did.
This is so boring.
I'm telling you facts about what they did.
One-sided emotional arguments is boring.
No, there's nothing. There's no emotion.
Yeah, they're just crazy people who did something for no reason. We got it. If Israel is innocent, virgins, right?
Never said that.
So, okay, then what the fuck? Why are we listening to your stupid narrative?
I haven't
Your one-sided narrative.
I haven't spoken in a long time, and I'm going to keep.
No, we don't care. We don't care.
I don't care.
Emotional appeals are boring.
So Iran commits genocide all the time. And they want to commit more genocide. And you think they're going to be rational with the nuclear bomb. Make it make sense.
I'll tell
Think
you.
of 350,000 black people in Yemen. Black Sunni Arabs in Yemen. 350,000. 650,000.
How long is he going to go for, man?
In Iraq. Why? You can't handle it now?
It's called
Who's the
grandstanding. Grandstanding.
Who's in the
We're gonna massacre you because we're big badasses, and you hurt our feelings. It's a good mean thing. We're badasses. You're badasses.
It's one word that I said wrong. One word.
You're badasses. You're all badasses.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me. No. Tell me. There's one word that I said wrong.
I'll tell you multiple words.
No. Just start with one.
Wait, fuck the IRGC, but I'm not going to blame them for October 7th and planning and they did this shit. No, Hamas did it. Hamas was in charge of October 7th.
Trained and funded by Iran.
Shut up, Norm. Let him go. Shut up,
I'm
bro.
not going to shut up.
Please, shut up.
Trained and funded
You're a
by
fucking
Iran,
therapist if
right?
you can't handle these conversations. Just log off, bro.
Trained and funded
Log
by
off.
Iran.
Log off, Norm, if you can't handle the conversation.
People to the audience, if you guys don't handle your mic,
Can you
you
moderate
can't
that?
understand anything.
Can you moderate, please?
I'm just saying, if people keep doing this, if you guys keep jumping, don't do this. We're not high school.
Let me reset a little bit. From what I'm gathering, we are discussing how Iran would do with nukes, right? That's the genesis of all this, right? And whether or not they're rational actors for doing that. Am I on the right path with this?
Yeah, then I listed the multiple
Yeah.
genocides that Iran committed and its intentions.
Wait,
to
normal.
commit
Let
more.
me just walk this path down a little bit. So, Jack, are you stating there's more nuance to this? This is where you're going. Right?
Yeah, I believe that Iran, although I don't like the IRGC at all, and they like a lot of things Norm said, I agree with, and they're actually a dangerous, state, kind of like North Korea. And although North Korea is problematic as fuck and an enemy state, they're rational. Even Kim Jong-un is rational enough. Even the mullahs of Iran are rational enough not to use that nuclear weapon on another country because it's mutually assured destruction. It's a defensive thing.
They're
right?
not, Jack.
Hold up. It's just to say, don't invade my country, which causes other issues down the line. And my problem is not with the Ayatollah having this necessarily. I think he can act rationally with it. My problem is if they start giving it to their proxies. That's where my problem is, right?
So were they rational with the other genocides they committed?
Let me fucking land. They shouldn't have it for that reason. It's not because they won't act rationally in terms of using it, but because they will irrationally give it to other people.
Yeah, you already made that point.
Jack. Okay, so here is.
You've cried about Israel 1,000 times.
All right,
Nobody's
so
crying.
here we are again, right? Discussing how, this conversation about Iran owning nuclear power, they deserve it, right? They're one of the oldest nations on Earth, right? America is a new founded government, a little over 300 years old. They need to lead these countries along with ancient history. That's what they need to do. Secondly is, again, here goes Israel, right? It all started out with October 7th, about 2.5, 3 years ago, with Hamas. Now all of a sudden it is, Iran funded them. This is all bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
Iran
Hold on, let me
funded them.
finish.
What are you talking about?
Let me finish.
If you're uninformed, that's
Let
on
me
you.
finish.
If
I
you're
know.
uninformed,
Hold on,
you're
Eric.
ignorant.
El Normo, shut up.
Hold on.
I
So
pass on your
Shut
offer.
up.
Here comes
I pass on your offer.
See, this is why these conversations never become genuine.
Yeah.
And people who
get
side
to
with
your
the
point.
Jewish
Shut up,
people
El Normo.
have to be quiet.
Shut up, El Normo.
No, I'm not going to. I
People
pass
who
on
side-
your offer.
People
fuck
who
yourself.
side, look,
Respectfully.
Shut up, El Normo.
Go fuck
He's
yourself.
making every case for
Respectfully.
why people don't like Jews now. He's making every
Don't
case
give
for why
a
people
shit.
don't like Jews
Don't
now.
give a shit.
He's making.
Can we get the moderators
you
to
don't
let
care.
I don't
Right?
care.
But guess what? Since you don't care, you and everybody that's
I don't
Jewish that
care
thinks
that
like
you're
you.
a fucking
Shut up, El Normo. Shut up, El Normo.
Ultimately,
Shut up, El Normo.
No fucking way am I going to
This
shut up.
country that they call Israel is jeopardizing the lives of Americans, right? By what they're doing, and America siding with them on a genocide number one.
Man, fuck them Palestinian bitches, bro. What the fuck
Right?
are you screaming?
And then I know another nigger,
Hold on,
right? We got a
hold on.
nigger off his
Nigga,
mic.
your daddy's a nigger.
We got a
Your
nigger
grandpa
off his
is a
mic.
nigger.
Oh,
Your grandpa is a
hold
nigger
on.
with a shovel. Thug, don't fuck with me, boy. I will
We got
stick
a
your ass.
nigger off his mic.
Shut up, boy.
He's racist on the stage. What
Nigger monkey, boy. Over here calling me a nigger
Y'all
because of some sad
know what
bitches.
Tyson do. Y'all know
This
what
isn't
he do.
racist. They're all black. Like this is.
It ain't racist, bro. It ain't racist. Monkey boy. This monkey boy going. Shut up, boy. This monkey nigga thug.
Hold on,
Look at what happens when I'm just trying to make a submission and get out
No,
of the
you
way.
call me a nigger,
I
you
already
bitch.
know.
You a bitch nigger. You are a bitch nigger, and you will watch your mouth when you speak to me,
You
bitch
and
boy.
your mother and father
These
birthed
are the
you,
top
nigger.
topic, bitch.
Your
I will
mother
sell
and
your
father
mama,
birthed you,
nigga. I will sell your
Your
mama,
mother
nigga.
and father birthed
Nigga,
you,
I will
nigger.
stroke your mama, nigga.
Your
I will
mother
stroke your
and
mama,
father
nigga.
birthed
I like
you,
them
nigger.
old. I like them old.
All right.
I like them old, thug. I like them old. Bring your mama to me, nigga. Shut up, bitch. And like I said, fuck them Palestinian fuck niggas. Fuck them dirty ass bitches. I hope Israel shoot the fuck out their ass. And any dirty nigger might that don't like it, nigga, can go suck their mama motherfucking old crusty raisin brand titty, nigga.
So let me ask Doug something here, because I know we're getting a little wild in here. Has Israel showed restraint with using their nuclear weapons? Are they a rational actor, Doug?
They are irrational to the fact that they are attacking countries that have nothing to do with October 7th.
Nuclear
This is
weapon.
what. Hold on a second. Hold on. Israel doesn't have a nuclear weapon. America gave them a nuclear weapon. Let's get that straight.
Well, you
They
don't
don't
have
have
any evidence of that.
They don't have one. There is no nuclear. There is no nuclear reactor in the countries of Palestine or in the other portions of the West Bank, Gaza, or anywhere on that island there. They call Israel. There is no nuclear reactor. There is no nuclear reactor in that region. So,
are you sure?
There is no nuclear reactor in the most.
Are you sure?
Another dirty slave.
Absolutely,
who told you that?
Don't like them.
Your
Another
mama
dirty
did,
slave.
bitch.
So Matt, like I was saying,
bitch. Fucking
so Matt, like I was saying,
Guys,
so Matt, like I was
guys,
What's happening, cuz?
it becomes more painful. We can't let Doug finish, you guys. Come on. Let's go, Doug. Let's go.
right. So Matt, like I was saying, it's just that I don't know what kind of narrative people are painting with this bad actors or restraint with the weapon, and they're not, they have all this discipline on. It's just another propaganda machine of how the Jewish lobby just tries to spin this whole narrative of what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to get rid of the entire Arab world in the region in order for them to be safe and ultimately take over the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia. That's what this shit is ultimately about.
When did they do that?
To that point, though, they could just use their nuclear capabilities, right, to remove any Muslims.
No, they can't. They can't do that. They can't do that.
Oh.
That would start.
Why not?
That would create. They can't. If Israel tries to use a nuclear weapon, you can say goodbye to America.
So they've been restrained, then, is what you're saying, right? They
No,
never
they
used a
haven't
nuclear
been.
weapon.
No, they haven't been restrained. America knows that they're going to feel the brunt.
They've threatened it a couple times, actually.
So when did they use their nuclear weapon?
Doug, for a country that you supposedly says hates Muslims, this being Israel, they could have really done some serious damage with what they have. And I'm just trying to like conceptualize why they haven't used all the evilness that you're saying Israel has. I know that sounds like really a simple comment or a statement, but it really does come down to that. For a country that is being deemed as a country that's supposed to hate a certain group of people or at least remove a certain group of people, they sure aren't really doing that to that extent. I mean,
let me explain a little bit.
Educate me. I'm learning.
Matt, you gotta think, right? You gotta think like this, Matt. This is how I think. Number one, the country that they call Israel is a small country. They don't have a military large enough to attack all of these other countries that they've already attacked already. So now you have to be able to surmise that where is this military coming from for them to be able to do all of this, right? Don't say drones. Don't say that there is still an arsenal of weaponry that has to be enacted by a military in order for them to even carry this out. America is behind the scenes using Israel as a proxy to get rid of these. Whatever the deal was, whatever America shook with these Zionists to get this job done. Right? Whatever America agreement that they made with Israel to get this done, I wish I was the fly on the wall to hear it. But that's what's going on.
So do you think without U.S. support, Israel wouldn't exist?
Exactly.
If without U.S. support, there would be no such thing as a Jew. If there was not just a such thing as Israel, not just a such thing as Israel, there would not be a Jew left on the planet if this not for American support.
That's stupid.
But if Israel ever did use a nuke, it would be mutually assured destruction, right? Like after, let's say you bomb Saudi Arabia, you bomb Iran, I think even Pakistan came out and said if the Israelis nuke Tehran, we'll launch a nuke on Israel, and they have them. I think that's what every country knows. As soon as you get this weapon, you can never really use it. It's really just to make sure I got this thing under this ace up under my sleeve, and I'll use it to make me.
But Jack, isn't the thinking, and you can completely correct me, but isn't there a martyrdom case to be made? I mean, they are supposed to kill the infidels at the end of the day, right? In a certain sense.
Well,
so I mean, like, there's no rational reason for them to be like, oh, okay, well, if I use it, then some other country's going to use, it on me, because we have a different way of thinking. Right? Obviously, there's a thinking like that, right?
Well, actually, not that. With Shia Muslims, it's not necessarily that.
I know it's a little different, but
it's a little different. But also, but also, you got to understand, these guys are, probably some of the most. The IRGC is probably some of the most corrupt people on the planet, not in terms of just money and power, but also principles. You know what I mean? Like, their core interest is to retain power and spread their influence and make more money and get more of that power, right? And they know that if they ever used one of these nuclear weapons, it's game over.
So you hit on something very key there. So their main interest is to just make sure to repel the people like or countries like Israel or anybody else that would come to hurt them that way, right? That's the whole essential reason to have nukes. Is that kind of where you're going and your rationale behind that? Yeah.
Listen, even Saudi Arabia, if Saudi Arabia doesn't want Iran to have nukes, right? Because they're regional rivals, and Saudi Arabia has been trying to play it diplomatically lately. Last couple of years, they've made good on relations again. They've got embassies now. They're trying to cool the tensions, but if Iran gets one, then Saudi Arabia needs to get one, and then the domino effect ensues. And so there's a lot of issues there, but Iran they want that weapon for a defensive weapon. They have other weapons for offense, but the nuke is a defensive thing.
And you had mentioned that you're more afraid of it being leaked to a proxy group, right?
Yeah, if they give it to the Houthis or they give it to Hezbollah, we have a big problem here, you know?
Would it be the Houthis, you said? I don't even know what group it would be.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
There was actually reports recently about, the IRGC wanting to give the Houthis a nuclear weapon or holding it or something, and that kind of thing is extremely irresponsible and would just cause, like, the nuclear weapon is the golden prize. Like, you have to be trusted to have one of these, and if everyone has them and everyone starts getting them, especially non-state actors, then we're fucked.
So then that means it's abuse of power. So did not Israel use abuse of power of bombing 75% of infrastructure in Gaza and committing genocide by cutting off water, food, and aid for the past 3 months? Is that not abuse of power?
Okay, hold on. This room is about Israel versus Iran. I'm not letting you guys hijack it. There are literally rooms about Gaza. You can go there and just entertain yourself.
Yeah, let's not talk about the bad side of Israel.
Okay, well then let me ask you
about
one question.
Two different countries.
Let's not talk about the bad stuff of Israel.
Let me ask you this one question then. You already made your point. Let me ask you a question. Why did Netanyahu say 3 times from 2005, 2010, and the 90s kept saying Iran was months away from having a nuclear weapon? Why did he keep
Because it was, and every time they stopped them. Because every time they were. Right now, let me tell you something. Even if right now, today, if Israel just destroys all these facilities, all these missiles, everything they have with the head of these people, in 2 years, 2 to 5 years, IRGC will just rebuild everything. The only way this shit will end is if IRGC is gone.
So Sarah,
You know why they won't change? Because they are Shia Muslims. Their last imam has gone missing, and he's supposed to come back. And they're supposed to keep the land for their imam to come back and take over the world. That's why they say death to Israel, because they're supposed to kill Jews. That's why they say death to America, because America's their enemy of their God. Okay? So stop with this bullshit nonsense. Like, seriously, you guys are just exhausting. We're exhausted.
Okay, so
Iranians are exhausted. Israelis are exhausted. Jewish people are exhausted. We're tired of this. And then you guys have your nose sticking everything.
Americans are
just
exhausted,
like you know everything.
too, by the way.
We the motherfuckers paying for it. So what you mean?
Americans are
We the
exhausted
one
from
paying
giving you
for the
money.
fucking stupid ass Israel. You
America-
asked us why we
Let me
got an
ask you
opinion.
something.
Yeah.
We got an opinion because we paying for this shit, nigga.
No, we're anti-war. We don't want any war.
No,
If
we
there
are
is
paying
peace
for
in
that
the
shit.
Middle East,
Sarah, I want to tell you something
Jack,
real quick.
let me
We
say
support
one
the people.
if there is peace
Yeah.
in the Middle East, if there is peace, if IRGC is gone, there will be
No,
peace.
we have to get rid of Israel. It's not IGC, it's Israel.
Israel is not going anywhere.
We have to
The
get rid of
Zionists in Israel. The Zionists.
Yes, you are.
Dreaming.
Yes, you are. Israel
He
is
calls
going to
me
go.
Zionist. Yes, the definition of Zionist for you and me is different. I'm Iranian girl, Muslim Iranian, and you're calling me Zionist.
You're not
because
Muslim,
what you
though.
know,
You said Islam was the worst. What are you talking about?
it is the worst. I got lashed.
Okay,
They
you're
lashed
not
me
Muslim.
33
I'm just saying.
times.
Let's be clear.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
You just said you're
Telling me I'm telling you,
Muslim.
you're telling me what I am and what
You
I'm
probably
not.
deserve
You're saying
to
you
get
can't
blasted
lie to
when
If you,
talking.
Jack, if you open your fucking mic one more time, I'm gonna remove you from the room.
Just
Okay,
like
but you're
you.
lying to
Okay.
everyone.
You don't tell people what the religion is or is not.
You'll have to agree.
You're
And
not a
you're like
Muslim.
trying to tell a Muslim woman who was
You're
raised in
literally
Iran
not a
that what they
Muslim
are,
woman,
what they're
though.
not. You know what? I'm done with you.
That's
Go
fine, but
down
you're
to the
lying.
audience. It's cool.
Sarah, please mod me.
I can't do that. This is Matt's room. But I did send him down to the audience because he's just an absolute troll.
So
We're tired. America's tired of it. Okay, then what's wrong with having peace? Because if there's peace there would be no war. If there's no IRGC, there is no way for them to support.
No, if there is no Israel, there would be nobody crying
You
about
say that
anything.
because you're anti-Jewish.
he is. He already says that. He knows. But here's my question to the people: if you can separate yourself from, your Israel, hate in that way, are you opposed for those people wanting a regime change? It's totally two separate issues. If you want to treat it that way, if you just take Israel kind of out of this picture, are you for a regime change on Iran? That's the question.
Okay, so here's the answer. No, I'm not in for regime change. Who are you to say that this regime needs a change of a people who are more ancient than you, right? And we're talking about the Jew, right? The Persians, who the Iranian people, who they are, has an ancient history. Israel does not. Who are you to say that these people need to have a regime change when you have co-opted a whole ethnic person's country of Palestinians? You don't have the right to do that.
Because Islamic Republic is not a part of our culture. That's it.
They call the Persian Empire back in the Old
Israel
Testament.
is not.
What are you talking about, dude? The Old Testament.
To suggest that Israel is not ancient is ridiculous.
Israel is not ancient at all.
So
neither are the people who call themselves Israeli. Menachem Begin, right, is from Poland. He's not Israeli. He was not even called it. There was no one called Israeli during the creation of the IDF in 1947. Where were the Israel? No one had the identity of Israeli during this occupation. So why are you sitting up here talking about Israelis have an ancient history? You're a liar. So.
Okay. I had to send this guy to the audience, Matt. I can't sit here and have people
stop everybody who disagrees with you. That's a great way to have a conversation.
He said IRGC, the regime of Iran, that he's anti removing the regime because Iran's culture has been around for 2,000 years. They do not represent Iranians. They have been in
Why
power.
is he not allowed to have that position? You can be wrong, you can disagree, but why would you push him down?
You can't spew
You
lies.
basically don't want anyone to disagree with you.
Why don't you let another Iranian man talk? Well, you tell me what you think. I don't know this guy.
Oh my God.
You don't like that.
Matt, I've never heard you speak before, but now that I have, just go back on mute, bro.
It's okay. Every time you're offbeat, you're stupid anyways. But the point is that you're not allowed to talk about whatever other people are going through because you're not there. So that's just the way that goes. And that's just the way it is. You guys speak every day on the
Like, how old are you, bro?
About all your plights and stuff like that. Why are you hitting on me?
Matt, no, I want to know. I want to know how old you are, so I can know how long you've been in this state of like.
Yeah, you're just mind more.
How long you been this childish?
Go get a drink. Go get a drink.
Do you have some childish trauma where they call it arrested development?
Get off the meds. Go back to chilling.
You have arrested development now?
Sergeant, I have a question for you. So, when Trump says no to this particular move, as per the article, what do you think? How do you think America can help Iran from the regime?
I don't know. What do you mean by saying no? Is it saying no? You can't.
No. Okay. So when Israel. Okay. So based on the article, I'm just saying. So when Israel wants to assassinate Khamenei, right? So, and Trump says no to that, meaning he wants a deal, right? So let's say Iran, as a collective country, makes or agrees to give up the nuclear program, right? Which is obviously under the Khamenei's administration which is the regime that Iranians hate, right? And don't get me wrong, I know a lot about Iran because I'm very closely connected with a lot of Iranians around me. And so my question to you is, how does America help Iran?
Listen,
without a war. Let's put it without a war. I want to emphasize
we
that.
have to wait and just see how things are getting unfold. I can tell you my opinion. This is just Sarah's opinion. I have no proof for it. But the way everything has been unfolding, so precise, so organized, I do believe they know what they're doing. There's a plan. It's not just something that Israel woke up like Bibi woke up one night drunk or hungover and be like, let me go attack Iran. This is not what's going on. I do believe this has been planned. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why you got. You know what? I'm gonna be nice to you, cause you want
no, I'm talking.
evil.
You have no respect.
Evil.
You have no respect
evil.
for anyone.
I'm not gonna repay your evil.
I want evil.
Go ahead, continue to talk.
I want evil. Why don't you just mute
You're a
yourself
good
and I tell
Muslim
you what's
woman and you
evil?
talk like a man. You're a
You
good
know what's
Muslim
evil?
woman and you act like a man.
You know what's evil?
Yeah, you're a good Muslim woman, aren't you?
You know what's evil?
You're a good Muslim woman, aren't you?
You know what's evil? Evil is raping women and children, killing children. That's what.
Is that why you talk like a man?
That's what IRGC
Is that why you talk like a man?
Is doing. IRGC is doing it to its own people. To its own people.
Is that why you talk like a man?
Is that why you're defending IRGC because you're just a piece of shit Muslim?
So now you're just lying?
Sarah,
is that why you're doing it?
Sarah, why don't you move him down so you can finish talking?
Yeah, that's a great way to have a conversation.
See why Matt is not
move everybody that disagrees with you down.
This is not my room, really.
You can sit here and talk amongst yourself.
Sarah, did you call him a filthy Muslim?
Look at you guys depending on the white man to do everything.
Yes, I did. I didn't use filthy, but I said a dirty Muslim man.
Matt, are we wrapping this up soon? Come on, you need to.
Attacking me.
I'm starting my live stream. You know, I'm speaking at the Klan rally tonight.
He's calling you a good Muslim woman.
You know,
the
Ku Klux Klan. They have asked me to be a keynote speaker.
Stop, Joe. That dude did not call me that. He told me I am not Iranian. I am not Muslim. I can't talk. Now some non-Iranian guy is telling me what I am, what I'm not, and what my experience living in Iran has been under the IRGC. There's nothing funny about that. And when I said I was lashed in Iran under the Islamic rules, and he told me maybe you did something to deserve it. So yes, I called him a filthy Muslim.
You don't have to bring down a whole religion.
But you named him for what it is. Why are you explaining yourself, Sarah? He is filthy.
Radical thinking.
Sarah.
Tell a woman if you were lashed, then maybe you did something that you deserve it. And that's why Islam is a filthy, nasty religion. As a Muslim woman, I'm telling you, that's why it's such a nasty religion. And that's it. That's the bottom line. And it's funny because a black man who cries about my ancestors.
That wasn't a black man. That was a porch monkey. There's a difference. I explained this already.
I don't know. Someone like that same man comes and tells me that in the year of 2000, in this century, it's okay for women to be lashed for not covering their hair properly. And you're telling me if I called him a filthy Muslim? Any Muslim man, any man who thinks that's okay, or woman, is a filthy person. If they're doing it because of their Quran laws, then yes, they are a Muslim filthy person.
Okay.
So yes,
Sarah, can I respond to you?
Well, Sarah's right. I mean, when they come on vacation to Los Angeles, Sarah, a lot of them stink. I don't even think they bathe. Is there something in the Quran about them not bathing?
Okay,
I'm just
I will
curious.
just respond to her for a quick second. Sarah, first off, I agree with you. Whoever thinks it's okay for a woman to get lashed is a filthy person. I agree with you. But if Matt would have said that to me, or whoever was speaking before would said that, I wouldn't have said you are a filthy American. I would have said you are a filthy person. That's it. And you, as a woman, as a human, you have the right to subscribe and be a Muslim. And you saying that you are a Muslim, but you say it's a filthy religion. Why do you subscribe to that religion? Why don't you just leave that religion?
I'll tell you why.
She was
Because,
forced.
in Iran, no, because if you're born Muslim, you cannot leave that religion. So whether I think I'm Muslim or not, it doesn't matter. I'm a Muslim because I'm born in that religion. You know, we're not playing this bullshit game, Joe. I already know.
What are you talking about? Muslim is not a ethnicity, Sarah.
I was born in Islam.
So that means you don't have free will.
If I leave Islam, let me.
You have free will, Sarah.
No, the fuck you don't. If you believe in any religion, you never had free will, because those are
No,
not
come on, y'all. Go back to the convo.
Anyone that believes any motherfucking religion.
Come on, yeah.
Let's go back to the convo.
Sarah, are you done, or you want to keep going?
No, I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Islam is not an ethnicity, okay? If you are a Muslim, you subscribe to the religion. No, if you are Muslim, you subscribe to the religion. You are a Muslim. But if you don't fulfill the 5 pillars of Islam,
that choice. He's lying. You don't get that choice.
You know what?
You choose. If you are born Muslim, if you're born with a Muslim parents, you're Muslim, and if you leave that religion, any Muslim who kills you will go to heaven, and they're gonna get.
You're not in Iran, Sarah. You're not in Iran.
Doesn't matter. Sarah is right.
You're not in Iran, Sarah.
That's why she's still alive.
It doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Listen,
Okay.
I'm gonna identify as Muslim till my last breath. Because then you can't
that's up
call
to
me
you.
Islamophobic and just spread. Oh, I know where you're trying to go. I'm a Muslim, motherfucker. What are you gonna do about it? I am a Muslim, and I'm gonna identify as a Muslim. You're not gonna go around and say, "Oh, these non-Muslims."
And guess what? She's gonna eat bacon and pork, and she's gonna like it. Okay? She's gonna like it.
I know that's
I'm not
right,
talking
girl.
about you.
Get him.
I'm not talking about you, Sarah, personally. I'm just saying because the Jews, they have proclaimed to be an ethno-religious group. So that means that if a Jew is from Ethiopia, if a Jew is from Morocco, if a Jew is from Poland, it doesn't matter. He's a Jew, right? So they're an ethno-religious group. That means their culture, their religion is so intertwined.
Fuck
so
Somalia.
Fuck
Somalia.
Fuck Somalia, I agree.
Okay,
yes, fuck Somalia.
I'm not Somali.
Hold on,
Okay.
Adam.
But Islam is not an ethno-religious group. If you don't fulfill the 5 pillars of Islam, you're not a Muslim. Just
You don't know anything about Islam. You don't know anything.
All right? Okay.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Is Khamenei the leader of Iran or the leader of the Shias?
I don't care about the leader of Iran. He's not the prophet.
You just care about getting even with Jews. We hear you. We hear you. Sarah's sitting here talking about.
No, Khamenei is the leader of Shias. Okay, so yes, Islam is a cult, and unfortunately, it's a very bad one because it pokes in every religion, it beats its woman, it rapes its woman. Name me one Muslim country that a husband that
And the
beats
children.
his wife.
And the children, Sarah. Don't forget.
One religion that don't.
There's one country that they have laws, and it's considered crime to beat your wife. One Muslim country. Give me a name.
Turkey.
Other than Iran, Turkey is not Muslim anymore. They're modernized. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Come on, man. She just said everybody that's born a Muslim is a Muslim, but Turkey is not Muslim.
Muslim
Look at her.
country.
Look at her.
Turkey.
does not have
Turkey.
She's saying Turkey is not Muslim, but everybody that's born a Muslim is a Muslim.
It is not a Muslim country. Turkey performs the most transgender surgeries in the region.
Turkey does not have Islamic constitution. You understand that?
Yo, that's crazy.
Does not have Islamic constitution.
Sarah,
but they're just modern Muslims. They're just modern Muslims. That's all.
Okay, Sarah, you're a Muslim, but Turkey's not Muslims, right?
They don't. Turkey does not have Islamic law.
On the other side of the border, no.
Turkey does not have Sharia law. Are you stupid or are you pretending to?
I thought it was all of Allah's world. Isn't this whole planet, don't the whole planet belong to God? So how the fuck in certain places they this religion, certain places they that? If there's only one God, it can't be but one religion, but you stupid motherfuckers is always fighting over religion. Make it make sense.
Okay, so we have a huge Iranian diaspora that have left their country because of they had a very strict laws, Islamic strict laws. So they believe that Islam is the problem. But we, other Muslims, we did not have that experience, Sarah. Please understand, you had bad leaders. You know, all the Muslim countries did not.
Why did your family?
I'm not in the United States. I'm not in the United States, PP. Yeah, thank the Lord. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm in a country where I don't get robbed, where I don't get harassed by the police, where I don't see beggars living down the block from me.
Do you believe in Quran?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Put on a hijab in your country and keep your mustache and see if you don't get harassed by the.
In my country, no, I won't get harassed. Thank God. So America is not as good as you think. Okay, I don't want to go there. I've been there a couple of times.
Well, are you from a Gulf?
I don't want to live there.
Are you from a Gulf Arab country?
We're not as good as you think.
We're like the brown stuff.
We're far better than you think.
Well, no, I mean, there's some that are lucky to have oil wealth, and that's pretty much all they have. Is they don't innovate anything, and you know, they have to like import labor for all their important jobs as well as their menial labor because they're lucky enough to have oil on the
oil and gas. What kind of cars do they sell?
They don't make anything.
Well, and that's the real
some retarded motherfucker.
and that's the real reason why they hate the West, right? Because a lot of these dirty ass camel sand hut wearing freaking Arabs, a lot of them know that the time is coming, right? We're moving to gas powered or electric powered vehicles, especially in America. That's why they hate the West.
And water.
They contribute absolutely nothing else to the world economy. Nothing else.
Neither does Israel. Israel doesn't have any plumbers, carpenters, electricians, but they control all the companies that make the parts.
This guy is funny. We don't create anything. The whole religion system that you have is from us.
And that's
the whole mathematics system is from us.
That's what's fucked up with the world.
The religion system is
because
of Iran.
Okay, now hold on a second. Hold on a second.
We don't have shit.
Yeah, okay, now hold on a second. Let's just be realistic here.
We don't got a shower.
Okay, let's hold on a second. All right, what do you? Yeah, sure.
Talking about.
One mic.
So now you're.
We taught you how to.
Okay, shut the fuck up. So
That's why you use bidets because you guys don't know how to wipe your ass with toilet paper.
Okay. So once again, there's no luxury goods, there's no fashion, there's literally nothing that you guys have. Do you guys make things like watches? What the fuck do you guys make? What have you literally come up with?
And they still have to import though.
Okay, hold on a second. But no, they don't even make bombs. They're fucking worthless. I mean, you guys, if we're gonna have a real
camels to make sense.
Is my mic low? Is my mic low?
You're good. Pepe speaking.
Bro, it's too high.
Fuck Pepe.
So
fucking mouth.
Let this Mexican man cook.
Let the Mexican man cook. Let's go.
So the reality is that you guys are literally. That's all you guys fucking have is oil wealth. You guys are literally a worthless group of fucking people. When I say worthless, I mean fucking worthless. You have zero contribution to the fucking world.
That's right, Pepe. Useless sand monkeys. Useless sand monkeys.
Absolutely. Do you know? Here's a little history about the United States. Do you know who the first group of people we went to war with? As we were formed a country after the Revolutionary War, it was what was it called? Barbaria. Yes, it was with Berbers. Yes. So a bunch of smelly, stinky fucking sand roosters ended up thinking they could hijack our ships. They could kidnap people, and it was actually a ambassador from there who They asked, why don't you guys stop this? And he said, well, Allah commands us to do this whenever we see you. Just a bunch of Muslim bullshit. And, of course, the U.S. went over there and ended up, I don't know, killing a bunch of them, which is pretty badass. But, you guys have been a pain in the ass in the fucking world. Like, your religion and you guys as a race, your race. has been literally what is the Middle East known for all throughout the world? It is known for nothing but fucking war. It's known for nothing but war. You guys are not known for anything else. You guys nothing.
Bloodshed going on. You know, like if you could go ahead and answer his question, it's a legit question, right, Pepe? What have you done?
You can't answer because they're dumb. This is what happens when you deal with these Arabs that are so fucking inbred. Like they're so fucking inbred and dumb. Like their average IQ is like 70.
Okay.
They're a bunch of illiterate, magic carpet riding, pork chewing sand chimps.
The fake wanting to be Jews when you really are not.
Okay. Let me respond. Let me respond.
I was in the line, master, racist ass white guy.
Let me respond. Okay, thank you.
Let me explain something.
Okay, very good.
Muslims, let me tell you. No.
Okay.
I'm going to say one sentence. Muslims, they did provide travel to the sky through their prophet. I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Very funny.
Jesus Christ.
Very funny. Okay. So this is okay. So first off, you don't have a lot of information and you're very ignorant. You don't know that a Muslim couple came up with the COVID medicine. If we're gonna talk about that, if we're gonna talk about the satellite, the first satellite was made by Jordanian.
Muhammad found his wife in an elementary school. Muhammad found his wife in an elementary school. Let's talk about Muhammad's kindergartner wife.
Came up with the Wi-Fi. Where did the Wi-Fi came from? Okay. So the other thing that you said, Pepe, was very okay. It was very interesting. It was very interesting what you said, Pepe. You said the Middle East and the Arabs and the Muslims are not known for nothing else but war. That's very interesting. If everybody here gets on their phone and type on ChatGPT, what race have killed most humans throughout history? You will see white Europeans. You will see white Europeans.
Muslims.
It's actually
Islam. And you know what?
No, that's actually well known. It's actually not white people. It's actually the Chinese. That's a well documented.
No, that's not true. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this while speaking.
Nobody enslaved nobody but the white mother.
Okay, hold up.
And white people were actually.
Who's this black?
Hold on.
Who's this Hebrew Israelite monkey that keeps on fucking
White
talking? Shut the
people
fuck up.
were enslaved by Arabs. White people were enslaved by Arabs as well.
Okay.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
That doesn't make it right.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, the Muslims, you guys, they actually enslaved more. They actually enslaved. Hold on, Adams. No, the Arabs enslaved more people in total than Europeans. You fucking idiot.
Okay,
they were doing it for centuries longer than we were.
Let me just finish. Okay, so what everybody can do this while I'm talking. Go into ChatGPT. What ethnicity have killed most people throughout history? It's the white Europeans. 120 million Native Americans. 100 million Africans. 10 million Aboriginals from Australia. They used nukes on Japanese people. 56 million during the World War II.
Too bad they didn't use those nukes in the Gulf, you fucking dirty Sam puppet. You dirty Sam puppet, white power. White power.
Your people, Pepe, are dirty and vile.
We're dirty and vile. Look at you guys today. Look at you guys today. You have to cope because at one time, you had people that were living in North Africa, okay, that ended up having, that mathematically were more advanced in other areas. But the reality is, though, is that today, you guys are backwards fucking shitholes. You guys are. The whole fucking world sees you that way. You guys literally... No, let's look at the rest of the world. I'll tell you what. Let's look at the rest of the world, okay? We can look at... Hold on a second. Easy there. We can look at a country that has no oil wealth like India. What is India doing? They're now when it comes to generic medications, they're producing a lot of that. When it comes to production in general, they're doing it. The East Asians have been, they've definitely been a lot more innovative than you guys. But they're advanced economies in Northeast Asia. We can look at Latin America. They're fairly. I mean, they produce shit. But Arabs produce nothing. That's what you guys are known for. Your own leaders have been talking about this for decades. You guys don't produce anything.
I just told you what.
You're literally fucking worthless people that have oil wealth that has to ship in fucking labor from all over the world. Jealous of what? That's a sad existence.
Okay.
You're a bunch of fucking nobodies. You've achieved nothing.
That's not true. Okay. So
all of your weaponry has to be imported in by the United States and other countries that actually produce and innovate shit. You drive cars made by other people. You guys literally make nothing.
Your level.
Okay.
That's fucking pathetic.
Okay, Pepe. That's very
White lives matter.
Okay. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Just this last thing. That's very interesting. This guy Pepe, he mentioned India. If you want to Google Winston Churchill during the during the early 1900s, he had unalived over 100 million Hindus.
That wasn't the point. That wasn't the point. The point was that the Indians actually add more value to the country. No, you stupid motherfucker. The point about India was that they at least produce stuff, and you don't. That's the fucking point.
You steal stuff. That's what you do.
White power.
Steal stuff.
The whole fucking world has to do something. You guys are the only group that doesn't.
You don't do shit but killing people.
You guys, all you guys have is oil wealth. That's it. You guys are fucking trash.
I see you hate on that a lot, that oil well. Well.
Yeah, and guess what? We're going to electric vehicles. Shout out to that African American man, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the most successful African American man in America. Okay, thank God for Elon Musk getting rid of these freaking Islamic bats from attacking our economy.
All right, we're gonna do a new voice. I hear a woman speaking. Who's that?
My name is Ariel. I'm not a woman, so
okay, I'll call on you though. I guess you're not a woman, but go for it. Her somebody, but go ahead.
Appreciate it. So, to the topic. Lord have mercy. I just want to let you know I'm speaking to you live from Jerusalem. The situation is tense. We're used to it, so we're chilling. And here's the bigger picture. 7th of October, 2001, America had a devastating bombing campaign against Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. From that moment forward, the plan for reprisal was against the big Satan and the little Satan, and it materialized into what we're seeing today. And I'm going to tell you guys something that you might not know, but you probably guess it. People don't think that Americans are stupid. They know that Americans are stupid. They're on X, they're on Clubhouse, they're listening to the conversation, they're looking at the civil unrest, they're looking at how, for some strange reason, a border dispute is turning into, a call for intifada, and they're just waiting for their opportunity. As we speak right now, there's 10,000 Iranians that are legally inside of the United States who are ready to mobilize when they are called. There's 20,000 Afghans inside of the United States that are ready to do the same thing. There's a woman, her name is Sarah Adams. She has something which is called the Know Thy Enemy Report. I highly suggest that all of you all read her work and that you take it seriously. I come from a state in the United States where Islamic terror is very, very real. There was a Hezbollah cell in my home state that got exposed. So while all of us are here trading racial slurs, talking about people's moms, and using, whatever foul language we may have picked up through the course of our lives, people are plotting against you, and they don't care who you are, because they know for a fact that you're the
Okay, Nelson Mandela, your time is up. Okay, can we move on, please? Can we move on? This is not a Michael Jackson music video.
Hold on, Dr. Adams. He actually works for the Israeli government. Like, don't.
You're proving
I think
you're proving my point, sir.
No, he doesn't. He's a fucking lame from Detroit.
Yes, he does.
You're proving my point, sir. You're proving my point.
Speed your point along so we can get back to dragging these camel riding sandbars.
Well, sir, just because you have
just finish your point up.
Your parents are first cousins, don't make that everybody else's problem. Just listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
did you know who to call on Father's Day? Excuse me. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Did you know who to call on Father's Day?
America's
Oh!
From the jump. And it's high time that you all decide what you're going to do, not if, but when it hits the fan on the other side.
They have videos of this guy fighting black Jews in the street. They have videos of this guy fighting black Jews in the street in Israel. Stop it.
Call your father on Father's Day.
Doctor, are you okay with American tax dollars going to Israel?
Shut up! Your parents are cousins. Be quiet.
Joe, here's the thing, okay? And I'm seeing a lot of
you fucking terrorist baby.
Hold on a second. So, Joe, I keep on hearing this question, which is really funny, okay? It's like I'm one of those people you'd put in the America First category. Now, what really grinds my gears, especially like you, for example, you're not even American. You admitted it.
I'm not
so with
American.
that being said, I know you said you're not American. And so how do you feel about the tax dollars and all of that stuff? You guys don't like us. You don't care about us. The only reason you'll even bring up America First or talk about our taxes is because you motherfuckers want to see Israel no longer get weapons and get punished. That's what why else would you even bring it up?
A fair fight. Why do you have to?
What do you mean a fair fight? People outsource shit and they secure weaponry. Like if you look at some of the, if you were to look at, for example, the side. I know. Yes, I know.
AIPAC lobby.
You're literally.
And that line.
You're already. Okay, sure. Okay, Joe, shut the fuck up for a second. Joe, I already know this, Joe. I already know this, okay? I have a problem with the Israeli lobby too, okay? So you're barking up the wrong tree. But with that being said, I mean, we can even look at our weapons. The newest weapons that we got were from Sig Sauer, a Swiss company. This is going to be the new rifle for, I think it might even be all four branches of the military. Then we have, before that, we have like FN, which is, I think they're Belgian. I don't know. We use each other's shit. So you're saying it's a fair fight. What do you guys use?
I asked you, how do you
North
feel
Korean.
How do you feel
North Korean supplied fucking rockets. Like, who the fuck are you? Who are you guys to talk? Where did you guys get your guns? You guys don't make weapons in Gaza. You don't have a fucking arms industry in Gaza. The only arms you guys make are ones out of stripped apart water pipes that you can fire off into Israel. Like that's all you guys fucking make.
Yeah, look at Tel Aviv. Look at Tel Aviv. That's water bottles. Okay, but Pepe. Okay, Tel Aviv is burning, and you're talking about water bottles. That's funny. Yo, Pepe.
Hey, y'all still crying about your bitch ass motherfucking Palestine?
Yeah, exactly. You can't find your.
Look at every country in that region. Every country.
I asked you a specific question. How do you feel about?
Okay, you can say this all at the same time. Okay, Joe. To answer your question, I don't like our tax dollars going to them. That's fine. It's probably against what a lot of people in this room will believe. However, with that being said, hold on. But however, despite that being said, does not mean that I have to take the. Okay, Aaron. Hold on. So, with that being said, it does not mean that I take the fucking side of the Palestinians, okay? I mean, I think you guys are lucky. Okay, let's imagine October 7th ended up happening to a bunch of fucking Turks. You know the Turks would have fucking curb stomped you guys. Like a bunch of fucking cockroaches. Nobody would deal with that. And even when it comes to Israel. Because everybody's talking, but if we were to look at... Shut the fuck up, you bitches, you whine.
What did Iran do to USA? They just
So if we were to look at what's the one country that does actually make their own weapons? The Israeli weapons industries actually make their own fucking weapons. You have Al-Bayt Systems that actually makes a lot of high-end fucking shit. Even our U.S. troops use some of their fucking night vision goggles and shit. Okay, what do you fucking retards that live in that area fucking make? Nothing. You guys are fucking worthless.
Okay, hold on. There are Arab manufacturers of destroyers and other weapon systems like that.
Aaron, we can't hear you. Jason's trying to speak. Okay.
Speaking.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
First of all, Sig Sauer is an American company. It was a Swiss brand, but there is Sig Sauer USA. They make the rifles. You are correct about Elbit, but that's because Elbit bought Harris. So it's actually just the same American company and factory making night vision goggles. But sure, we do buy some stuff from Israel. Trophy is sold.
Well, Israeli weapons industries is definitely Israeli.
I think more broadly, though, the interesting point here is pretty much every country in that region is armed by the U.S. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan. I mean, how long?
No, but he was talking about his neighbors. He wanted it to be a fair fight. Like, where do the Palestinians get? How long? He was comparing the people they were fighting with, not the Gulf Arab states.
How long has Jordan been a security partner of the U.S. for a very, very long time?
Yeah, but we're talking. He said he wanted to make it a fair fight
between Iran and
are armed by Iran.
We're not talking about them.
I mean,
I'm talking about Iran.
We were talking about Iran and Palestine. We're not talking about the other countries.
Broadly speaking, everyone in that region is armed by the U.S. or someone else except Iran.
Okay. So let's say Iran, right? What does Iran have? Hold on.
Can you let me speak?
Iran have 136 drones that they created.